Hello, everybody. This is Mark Roth. Welcome to tonight's webinar. Glad to have everybody on board. This is going to be a very interesting webinar. We're going to see some really cool stuff that my good friend Howie Schwartz has been working on for, probably a year at least now. This has been in the works, and it's all, well, I'm going to let him get into it. It's some really cool software, and more than just software. It's access to a whole new pool of inventory that we could buy and get traffic from. So I think he's getting ready and setting up right now. How are you there with us yet?
How you doing, Mark? How's everything going?
Okay, pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for having me on tonight. I haven't done an OfferVault webinar in a little bit, actually. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we like to get you guys back in here, and whenever we get something that's popular, I'd like to have you guys in. So I'm glad you could show everybody. This is really cool stuff. I've seen it, and it's like I said, you guys will really be impressed and excited about it when Howard gets into this.
Awesome.
We are going to take questions, so you could use the question box to type in your questions. We'll keep an eye on them. Probably hit most of them at the end. And once again, we'll be recording everything tonight. So if you miss something or you're late, whatever it is, you could always go back to OfferVault and log in and go to the webinar tab, and you can watch the replay. So with that, let's get going.
Excellent. All right, Mark. Well, thanks again for inviting me. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Howie Schwartz, and I, as Mark has mentioned, have been working on software for about a year right now that we've been using internally to run our mobile affiliate campaigns. So what I wanted to do tonight was kind of broaden the conversation a little bit and talk a little bit about why mobile needs to be part of your affiliate mix if it's not already today. So as you can imagine, Mark and I meet with affiliates, every day. We were both just at the Ad Tech conference, and we attend conferences on a regular basis, affiliate summit and things like that. And not all affiliates are convinced that mobile is ready, and now is the right time to be in the mobile game. So I wanted to start by just showing you some quick stats, if you're not familiar with the growth of mobile, on just how important this is. So one of the jokes in the mobile industry, if you've ever been to a mobile event, is every year for the past 6 or 7 years, someone says this is the year of mobile. Well, here I am to say that this is the year of the mobile affiliate. Whether this is the year of mobile in the general ad industry, they've been talking about that forever. As you can see in the charts, I actually think that it will be. But what I am convinced of is that this is 100% the year of the mobile affiliate. So let's take a quick look at why I believe you need to pay attention to mobile right now if you're not already in the game. So we have lots of affiliates on tonight. This is a packed webinar, and again, I'm excited that you're here. And we have affiliates who are very successful. They've been active in OfferMobi and running mobile campaigns, and we have affiliates who are either just starting out on the web or are very successful in the web and just haven't dipped their toe in mobile. So today we're going to move from dipping our toe to jumping off the cliff right in, and I want to convince you that you need to take mobile serious in your affiliate business. So this is a really interesting chart. This shows you how mobile is growing just in the U.S. alone. Mobile is an international opportunity. One of the things that Mark and I often speak about is how the U.S. was so far behind in mobile technology, especially in mobile advertising technology, throughout all of the early 2000s, and it really wasn't until about the popularity of the iPhone when the U.S. started jumping ahead and really being a leading force for mobile marketing and mobile advertising. So obviously this is an international opportunity. This chart just looks at the US market, but really the global opportunity to be a mobile affiliate is here today. So another important slide that I wanted to talk about is basically actually I'll skip over this real quick, but again, these are just some different estimates on different analysts. So if you don't believe me that mobile is big, you can obviously look at this chart. But what I wanted to do is actually hop to this slide and talk a little bit about the market today. And I want you to close your eyes, not for the whole webinar, but just for a moment, and just think about the way that this pie chart is going to transition over the next year. So today, mobile display, and what display means is a fancy way of saying banners. They also include rich media and some other types of advertising, but predominantly when we talk about the concept of display, whether it's on the web or whether it's on mobile, this is really about banners. So what's interesting here is we see AdMob, which was acquired by Google for $750 million, not a bad day, represents about a quarter of the market. iAd, which used to be Quattro Wireless, which Apple acquired for $275 million, again, also not a bad day. It wasn't a $750 million day, but also not bad. It represents about $92 million. Millennial Media, $90 million. What's really interesting is Millennial actually just went public, and at the time they went public in the past few weeks, they had a market cap of $2 billion. So you could do the math on that. Then we have this other category, which is about 40% of the market. So we're going to be talking about this other category tonight, and if you close your eyes, you can open them, but why I was asking you to close your eyes and visualize, what I see over the next 2 years is that this other category is actually going to dwarf what you see as Millennial and AdMob and iAd, and it's going to be filled with something called RTB, or real-time bidding. And I'm going to explain this in just a few moments. So I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm going to throw some acronyms at you tonight, and we're going to use some buzzwords. I typically don't like to do that, but I think it's important to introduce you to really the next generation of advertising technology if you're not familiar with it already. So I'm going to explain what RTB, or real-time bidding, is in just a few moments. I just wanted to look at this chart together and just talk about really the significant change that's going to happen, is that the players that are the leaders today, the old guard, or what we're going to call the Generation 1 mobile ad networks, is changing, and it's going to be replaced. And tonight starts that change, starts that transition. And again, I'm really happy that you're here to experience it with us. So one of the key providers that's not on here is sort of the Gen 1 networks. That should be here is JumpTap. So JumpTap is really second in the market as an independent company behind Millennial, and you know, for whatever reason, eMarketer just included the companies that are here. But JumpTap would be up here and a little bit of a smaller piece of the pie, but still very significant as a display network. I just wanted to mention. So this chart's also pretty fun. So this talks about, you know, who thinks mobile is going to grow versus other parts of the advertising opportunity. So display in general on the web, 24% growth, you know, not bad. Social, 43% growth, seems really good. But if we take a look at mobile, you know, 80% of the market, you know, believes that, you know, the ad network revenue is just going to climb dramatically. So I think this is a very interesting stat that shows that even though things like social are hot, mobile's just overtaking it dramatically. And that's just a quick stats. I promise you it's not the end. I just want to go and open up my browser, so I just pause the screen for a second. And I'm back. Mark would have killed me if that was the end of the presentation, or he might have bought me a beer because he would have never heard me speak for such a little amount of time. So Mark, any comments on the growth of mobile or the importance of mobile? He may have muted himself.
Oh, well, yeah, as the, you know, the CEO of OfferVault, I'm really excited about it because I've seen tremendous growth just in the past 6 months. It's kind of turned up another notch. Like, you know, like how I was saying about the year of mobile. Well, this is the year of affiliate mobile because it's really, the heat's been turned up on the affiliate side for sure. I see it, you know, in the network. So we're definitely, coming in. If you haven't been involved yet with with mobile as an affiliate, then you're coming in at a good time.
Excellent, excellent. So you didn't tell me to just stop there and I would win a beer, but okay, so we'll keep going. So what I wanted to do is before I introduce you to our software demo tonight, and again, Mark mentioned we're very happy to answer your questions, I wanted to talk about the other part of that slide. So of course I deleted my page, but we'll go right back to it. So this other component, as I mentioned, is going to dramatically change over the next year to 2 years. And the technology that I mentioned that is going to replace it is a different style of buying mobile display or mobile banners. And this is focused around RTB, or real-time bidding. So I wanted to explain the difference between what we're going to call Generation 1 ad network, such as an AdMob or Millennial Media or a JumpTap, and compare it to what we do today in real-time bidding in RTB, and really how this is going to grow. Sorry, just hopping back to the other screen. Excellent. So real-time bidding is a relatively new technology across the marketing ecosystem. For the past year and a half, 2 years, it's grown in popularity on the web, or what we'll call the desktop display world. And really over the past, I'd say about 6 to 8 months has this started to take hold in mobile. So really you're going to be one of the first affiliates and really one of the first people in the world to have an inside look at the power of RTB, real-time bidding, in a mobile environment. So what is RTB? I see the questions start to pile in. So real-time bidding enables you in the simplest way to do one thing that is of extreme importance to an affiliate or a performance marketer. And that is to choose the amount of money that you're willing to pay on a per impression basis. That's really the beauty and the simplicity of RTB. When you're buying on a Generation 1 ad network, like a JumpTap or a Millennial, you are basically buying on a cost per click or a CPC basis. And what happens is you basically are going to bid, let's say, 9 cents a click, and that's what you're going to pay. But there's really no visibility, or we're going to talk about the concept of transparency behind that. So in RTB, instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to pay 9 cents for any click that comes in, you actually have the ability to target at an impression level and say, I want to pay X for this impression because I believe it's going to convert for my campaign. So it actually allows you to zoom in to an impression level and change your bidding strategy for each and every impression. And to know with complete transparency, as I'll show you this evening, exactly where your ads are running, and more importantly from the performance side, exactly how each and every impression, each and every placement, and each and every banner is actually performing and how it's affecting your ROI. So again, in the simplest explanation, instead of just bidding for random clicks without any knowledge of really what's going on behind it, you have the ability to zoom in and actually bid on individual impressions. So now the challenge with RTB is, if you can imagine what it would take to bid on the billions and billions and tens of billions of impressions that are available in the mobile ecosystem today, it would be very difficult for you to say, okay, I'm going to just pick impression number 12,376,415 and bid X for it. You need a software platform or a technology platform to do this for you. And that's where the introduction to tonight's mobile trading desk is all about. So the software platform that I'm going to show you is focused on RTB, or real-time bidding, which again allows you visibility to bid on an impression by impression basis. And this software platform is called sorry, I apologize in advance, it's another acronym, but a DSP, or what's called a demand-side platform. So what a DSP is basically the software that allows you to place your bids and then to manage the optimization of your campaigns in real time. So again, two acronyms. One is RTB, real-time bidding, which just allows us to decide how much each impression is worth to us. And then a DSP, or demand-side platform, which is the software that you use to actually place the bids and to optimize the campaigns. Mark, did I explain that okay? I know it's a little technical. I wanted to make sure that that's clear because I think it's an important point, because again, you're going to see a lot of interaction in the industry as we grow around this concept of RTB and DSP.
Yeah, I think you did, but then again, I've been listening to this stuff for a while now, so I'm not the best person to ask it. So if people have questions about, what all that means, definitely type them in. But I thought you did a pretty good job.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. So I promised to move away from the acronyms, and we're going to get right into the meat of the software. I just thought it's important that we provide some background into the concept of RTB and DSP, because you're going to hear more and more about this overall in the affiliate space, and then especially in mobile. And we wanted you guys to hear this first tonight on the OfferVault webinar. So let's get right into it, and let's talk about how we actually use our mobile trading desk platform to buy media and optimize it on an impression by impression level. So what you're going to see tonight is how we set up a campaign and how we optimize a campaign. And you're going to see a real campaign that we've been running. You're going to see that some of the days and some of the placements have losses, just like you'd see in the real world. And we're going to talk about how we optimize these campaigns and how we can scale them. If you've run mobile in the past, I think you're going to be pretty shocked at the level of transparency. I'm going to point it out as we go through it. And if you haven't run mobile in the past, hopefully you'll see this as a very clear step-by-step way to launch your campaigns for the first time. So this is Mobile Trading Desk, and as Mark mentioned, this is software that I've been working on for almost a year. We recently completed the beta testing of this software, and we've been working with multiple super affiliates who have been running mobile campaigns for the past several months. And we just completed the beta, and now we're accepting a limited number of initial members to start using this software right away. So again, this is not available for the general public. This is a closed membership, and I wanted to invite everyone in OfferVault to have the opportunity to experience this and see if this is right for your affiliate marketing goals moving forward in mobile. So what you see here is the ability for us to look at the campaigns that are running, and we're going to run through, we don't have time to go through all of these reports tonight, but again, you're going to see a level of transparency that you just haven't experienced before. Let's hop right into it, and let's create a campaign together. So in RTB, the supply comes from some very interesting places. So supply means the publisher inventory, and you as an advertiser, you're referred to as demand. So again, the demand is the advertiser, the supply is the publisher inventory that we run the campaigns on. So supply in our RTB world is focused around a very unique set of companies, and they're called mobile exchanges. And the beauty of working with the exchanges is you have pricing efficiencies, so you're not dealing with all of the middlemen that can be present in other ad networks and other buying relationships. You're buying closer to the source. And also you have the transparency that we're going to show you this evening. So we're integrated with multiple exchanges on Mobile Trading Desk. These are several of the ones that are available. There's several more available in the back office. So let's start with MoPub, and let's name a campaign. So let's take one of the OfferMobi offers on Thumbplay, and we could set a display URL. We could set our daily budget. Let's set it at $50 a day. So our default CPM, what's interesting about this is since it's RTB, and I mentioned that we're bidding on an impression by impression basis, you're not paying for clicks. You're actually paying for impressions. So it's important that we establish what's called a default CPM because we need to start a campaign with a bid. So when we start this campaign, Mobile Trading Desk is going to start bidding on impressions for you. And what you're going to see in just a few minutes is once you have data in your campaign on how it's performing, you then can start to make bid changes in real time based on the data. But of course, you need to start somewhere. And in Mobile Trading Desk, we're doing a lot of training, a lot of webinars together, a lot of videos and step-by-step guides that are available to all of our limited number of members where you can very clearly see what our bidding strategies are. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time tonight on bidding strategy. I just want to go over the basics of setting up a campaign. Frequency capping is very important. Frequency capping is the number of times a unique user is going to see banners from your campaign in a 24-hour period. So a frequency cap of 4 means a user can see a maximum of 4 banners in 24 hours. So I usually start my campaigns at 4, and then based on your ROI, you could lower your frequency cap or you can increase it. If you have a campaign that's making 3-4 times ROI, you're going to want to get as much traffic as you can, and you might increase your frequency cap to 12 or 15. And if you have a campaign after you optimize it, and it's still not giving you the return that you want, another dial or another optimization tip in your toolbox is to lower the frequency capping, and the minimum would obviously be 1. That means a user would see 1 banner from the campaign in a 24-hour period. So we're going to start here at 4, so we could pace our delivery, we could set start dates and end dates, we could also do day parting here. So if you have a campaign, such as some of the campaigns that we run on the OfferVault side that may work with call centers, you may have to do some day parting, we're just going to leave this as is. And then we can set up our landing page. And we have a lot of flexibility on adding what we call tokens. For right now, for the purposes of this, I'm just going to keep it fairly simple, but you see all of the different data points that we can actually collect. And again, I'm just going to move through this fairly quickly tonight, but we're going to spend a lot more time on this, of course, in Mobile Trading Desk. Now we're looking at countries that we're going to select. Let's look at the United States to start. We could also focus on carriers. So for this, on this thumb play campaign, let's say I just want to run on Verizon. And the reason why you'd whitelist or just run on a carrier is if a campaign requires it. So you may be looking at a campaign on your mobile affiliate side and see that it requires a specific carrier. Well, guess what? This is how easy that it is to target or whitelist a carrier. If you have a campaign that's open and it accepts any carrier, then I typically start with all carriers, and I'll show you how we can optimize individual carriers and even blacklist carriers as needed in the future. So let's just set up this campaign for Verizon. Next are devices. So you really see a very high level of detail. So what we could do is we could take a look at what's available here on the Android platform. And let's select these. Of course, again, we could spend a lot of time looking at devices. I just want to go through this very quickly. Of course, we could also target iPhones and iPads. And then you see really all of the level of devices. So to start with, typically what we're going to do is we're going to typically look at a platform of devices. So for this, I'm going to accept all these versions of the Android operating system. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this tonight. Let's just say we just want to run on Android, so I actually just whitelisted these Android devices. And again, you see how easy it is to do this step by step. If you have any questions about this, of course, we have all of the training and we have full account management for you to assist you with any of these questions. So this is where the magic happens if you've been running mobile campaigns. So if you've been running mobile campaigns, the ad networks today are what's called blind networks. So there's nothing wrong with the ad networks, and we run campaigns, our top affiliates run campaigns there, but what you'll find is that it's just more difficult to optimize just because of the lack of transparency. So you're never going to see this level of data in any of the ad networks that I mentioned before because it's only available in RTB, or real-time bidding, and it's only available through mobile trading desk. So what you're going to see here is actually all of the individual apps or mobile websites that are available. So you could look at this and say, you know what, I don't want to advertise in these 4 sites, and you can blacklist them. But typically, again, when we're starting campaigns, what I like to do is I like to start with everything, unless what's interesting, if you've run a campaign and you know some of the placements or publisher sites won't work for me to start, you can actually just start a campaign with blacklisting them. In general, though, if you don't have this level of detail in the campaigns, I'll usually select everything. And then I'll show you how we're going to optimize it afterwards. So this is our whole campaign, and then we just would click Save, and then that's it, and we're ready to start our campaign. Mark, any questions on creating campaigns real quick?
Nothing's come in lately here.
Okay, good. So that means I'm explaining this clearly. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you guys with any technical questions or anything like that. Next, we can upload banners. So you can upload banners individually and assign them to campaigns. You could also do a bulk upload. And again, very clear instructions on this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on uploading banners this evening. I just wanted to show you kind of how easy it is. Okay, so we created a campaign. Next, let's really look at how we go through and optimize a campaign and understand how it's performing. So let's take a look at the Lesco offer. So this is an offer in OfferMobi that we ran on mobile trading desk, and I want to show you how we worked on optimizing this offer. So we're looking at this offer by day, and I just want to talk a little bit about the menus here. Of course, we can look at banners and the individual campaigns. So impressions, again, this is a CPM or impression-focused system. The number of clicks, the CTR, which is our click-through rate. The average CPM, again, as I mentioned in RTB, we're bidding impression by impression, but you're always going to have an average CPM, the average cost per 1,000 impressions. And this is the most important point on the page. This is your eCPM, or your earnings per 1,000 impressions. So the simplest way to look at this is when your eCPM is higher than your CPM, it's good. It means you're making money. And when it's lower, it's not as good. It means you're losing money. And again, I'm going to show you this live campaign that we worked on. And again, this is real data. You'll see losses and you'll see profits, and we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about how we optimize this campaign. So in the real world, you do not launch a campaign and magically the skies are blue and everything is rainbow. You have to look at the data, and you have to be able to make the optimizations for placements and devices and banners, and that may sound like a lot of work and it may sound confusing, but I could show you using mobile trading desk in the next few minutes how really simple these options and simple these steps are. So we could take a look here. Next is conversions, so the number of conversions we have a day. CR is the conversion rate. Revenue, how much revenue do we bring in? Cost, what's the cost of the media? And then we have our profit and our ROI. So as I mentioned, you have certain days that you're profitable. This day is here, you're really profitable. And days that you're also losing money. And this is the real world in running affiliate campaigns, but the key is that using mobile trading desks, you have full visibility into all of these campaigns in the different dimensions, and I'll explain what a dimension is in just a few moments, to optimize to bring this campaign profitable again. So good example is, again, we have profits. We start to lose here as different publisher inventory or different placements are being tested. And then we get the campaign profitable again because we're able to visualize exactly what's working and exactly how and what's needed to be accomplished throughout each step here. So again, Mark, as I'm running through, if there's any questions, please let me know. So the most important step in optimizing a mobile campaign using mobile trading desk is, again, we talked about different dimensions. So it's the dimension that we're going to optimize around placements. So placements is a fancy way of saying a publisher or the mobile website or the mobile app that your display banners are running in. So the challenge is, if you've run campaigns on other mobile networks to date, you'll never see data at this level because, again, they're called blind networks. Our platform, Mobile Trading Desk, is 100% transparent, and you're going to see every single placement, every single banner, every single device. So unknown sites, these are mobile websites that are categorized together. Zedge ringtones and wallpapers, ping pong, 106 in Park, word search. Again, this is the exact apps that your mobile banners ran in for this specific campaign. So again, this is a level of transparency. If you've never run mobile before, you might be saying, oh, okay, this kind of looks cool. But if you've run on the mobile ad networks today, you should be pretty shocked and amazed when you looked at this. I know when we demo this to affiliates that are buying on the traditional mobile ad networks, the blind networks today, they just can't believe that this level of data is available. Mark, any comments on this? I think this is, I mean, you have, obviously a lot of experience in being the CEO of OfferMobi in looking at, the data from traditional mobile ad networks. Any comments on this level of transparency? Mark, you're muted. We may have lost him.
Sorry, Howie, I was distracted for a minute. I didn't catch that last part.
Sorry, so my question was, I was showing the level of transparency and placement. So this shows every individual app that we actually ran on. And what I mentioned is that if you've never run a mobile campaign before, you may look at this and say, oh, okay, this looks kind of cool. But if they've run mobile campaigns before, they know on blind networks, they know very clearly that it is very difficult to optimize because they've just never had access to this level of detail, this level of transparency. So, Mark, any comments on this?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, on the other mobile networks, it can get very frustrating because you just don't have the control to be able to. Well, first of all, before you even get to control, is transparency and information. What are you even bidding on? Which sites? Where is your traffic really coming from? That's the first thing, is to actually know that, which you do here, and then once you do know that, to be able to act on that information by optimizing based on which specific sites are converting for you and which are not. So it's just a whole other world compared to most of the other places that you could buy mobile traffic.
Excellent, thank you. So yeah, I think that's really the key, and the reason I wanted to have Mark comment on it is if you haven't run mobile campaigns before, you just may look and say, oh, this looks kind of cool, but this is really the next evolution in advertising. Again, moving from a mobile ad network to a demand-side platform is like, I don't know, it's like putting on glasses almost. If I take off my glasses right now, my screen is very blurry, and I put them on, it's crystal clear. That's probably a good way to explain it. So let's talk about how do we actually take action on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just modify our interface a little bit. So you see you have full opportunity in Mobile Trading Desk to change exactly what you want to take a look at. So let's just reduce some of these menu items a little bit just to make the screen a little bit easier to view on the webinar. So again, very easy to customize. So let's take a look here. So Zedge, we're almost doubling our money on. That's really good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to increase our bid price. And I put a really high bid price here, and the reason why is I'm doubling my money. You know what? I want to win every bid possible. So the average bid, so the average CPM, the average price that we're paying here is actually 27 cents. But I want to win everything. Same thing here. This placement here is 58 cents. We're making 4 times our amount of money. So I'm putting a ridiculously high bid here because I want to win everything. So I was just trying to prove a point before when I was doing a demo. What we could do is we can actually make this a little bit closer to what your ECPM or what your conversion value is. So you don't have to make these, ridiculously high bids. I was just doing a demo before and just wanted to make a point. So we can also start to see here, this is a good example of a placement that is not working so well. So word search, we're actually losing money. We spent $164, we made $106, so we lost $57 on this. So we have two choices. One, we can instantly click BL, which means blacklist. That means you will never serve for this specific campaign on this placement called word search ever again. But I'm going to look at this and say there's a decent number of revenue here, decent amounts of revenue. We had $106 in revenue. I don't really want to lose that. There's a decent number of conversions. So I'm going to unclick blacklist, and we're going to make a bid change. So the way we make a bid change is we look at what the CPM price is. So the average price is 74 cents. And we look at what our average value per thousand conversions is as 48 cents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inch this down towards our ECPM value. And over the next few days, if we can't get this still profitable, I'm just going to click blacklist. I'm going to blacklist this. But again, I want to give this a shot. So we're going to inch this down and make very granular changes to this specific placement. So again, this is a level of detail and a granular, visibility and a way to optimize a campaign that's just not available anywhere else. And again, the changes that we make here are in real time to your campaign. So let's take a look here at click net profit. So let's look at the top performing placements of Ping Pong's Edge, this mobile set of websites, 106 in Park, Scanner Radio, Ringo. So again, we can make nice bid adjustments here. These are all very, very profitable. Some of the stuff we're making 4 or 5 times on our money, which is a beautiful thing. But again, this is the real world, guys. Let's click here and let's look at losses. And let's see how we deal with the losses. So again, in the real world with campaigns, you of course are going to start out, and then as new placements are added or you're changing banners, things are going to change in the real world, and this platform allows you to see exactly what's not working in real time and react to it. And that's really the key and the most important thing about the visibility of mobile trading desk. So here we talked about lowering the bid prices, and here you notice I blacklisted these campaigns. That means after testing here, like, you know what, I just don't want to run on these placements anymore. So again, this shows you when you have losses, and you will have losses in all of your campaigns, guys. This is the real world. You can make changes in real time because you understand at a level that's never been available before exactly what is happening. That's really the importance of looking at mobile trading desk, is that just there is no visibility in any of the current ad networks and no transparency that allows you to optimize at this level all in real time. Okay, let's move on beyond placements. So we looked at placements, which is again the exact apps and the exact mobile websites that you're advertising in. Now let's continue our optimization. This is what you'll do for your campaigns. You can do this every day, every other day, whatever frequency you wish. You're going to go through and you're going to look at placements. You're going to look at carriers, devices. You can look at demographics, day of week, time of day, so you can actually do day parting optimizations. So you can actually bid differently on Tuesday night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. because you see in real time in the dashboard that you're getting higher conversions. So again, this is the level of granularity that you can actually do. But I don't want it to seem overwhelming or confusing for 2 reasons. One, you see how easy it is. You look at this and it says you're losing money. Are you going to blacklist this or are you going to change the bid price? You look at this and you say, on the other side, we're making money. Do you want to bid more? And that's really, again, the beauty of this system is it's really WYSIWYG. It's what you see is what you get. This placement I'm making good money on, I'm going to bid more. Those placements I'm losing money on, I'm going to bid less. It's that simple. So one, it's very clear the steps you have to take each day. And then as I mentioned, we're doing an extensive amount of training in mobile trading desk, and we have full account management available to assist you. So we just looked at placements, which is, again, where we're running our ads in sites. Now let's take a look here at devices. So we can look at a device level. So again, this is a level of transparency that just doesn't exist anywhere else. So you can see on each device how many impressions, how much you're earning, and how things are going. So when we look here, let's actually zoom into this specific campaign. Again, you see how quick this all loads. So you could see here, we're making bid changes because we're making 170% here. We're losing money here, so what I did, I lowered the bid price. And again, we could do it as a dollar amount or a percentage. I lowered the bid price here because on this device we're losing. So let's look here at our most profitable devices. And you could start to see here, we have devices that we're almost doubling our money on. So what are we doing here? We're increasing our bid prices on the device level. Same thing. Let's look at the real world of losses on devices. And again, we can start lowering prices and blacklisting devices. So again, this is a level of transparency that just is not available, and all of these changes happen in real time, and it's this easy. You go in, you choose your campaign when it's running, you click placements, you click devices. Next, we're going to click carriers. Same thing. Let's see which carriers are performing versus Wi-Fi. I mentioned before, you may have a campaign that the affiliate network requires you to restrict to a banner. So OfferVault may say for this thumbplay campaign, it's just Verizon, so you'd whitelist just Verizon, as I showed how easy it is in the campaign setup. But for an offer like this Lesco campaign, you actually can run this on all carriers. But what you're going to see here is that certain carriers or Wi-Fi are going to perform differently. And again, same thing. You notice how all of the menus are the same. You see the same level of detail, and you make your same bidding changes, or you can blacklist. So again, it's very easy and step by step to be able to make these changes. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how we work with banners. Oh, you know what? Let me just see here as a you know what? Let me continue here for a second, and then we'll there's some questions here. I'll take the question in just one moment. I just want to show you a few other pages, and then I promise to get to your questions. Next, we're going to look at banner sizes. So what's important on mobile is that there's a mix of lots of different devices out there, and this platform works with feature phones, which is kind of old style phones. Of course, we focus on smartphones, iOS, which is iPhones, and Android devices, also tablets, everything from the Kindle Fire to the iPad. So you're going to see lots of different banner sizes. So what you're going to find is that campaigns are going to also perform very differently on banner sizes. So when you look here, the majority of the impressions are in the 320 by 50 space, and this is really for smartphones the most popular banner size. So this is working really well. When we look at these interstitials, or again this full screen, more of a full screen presentation, we actually see that these banner sizes are actually losing money. And we can make changes and actually pause these banner sizes or optimize the banners individually, like I'm going to show you in a second. So again, this is a level of detail that's not available in any other platform. So what happens is, you're like, this campaign's losing money, what do? I just lower my bid. But if you just lower your bid across the board, you're also impacting some of the profitable placements or carriers or banners. That's why we need to be able to break this out at this individual level. So let's take a look at this campaign, and let's look at the 320 by 50. Again, you can look at all the different sizes we're running, and you could upload all of your banners. Super easy, as I mentioned before. Let's give this 1 second to load. And what you're going to see is each banner and how each individual banner is performing, and then we're going to make weights to the banner. So we see all of the conversions and all of the revenue are in this one specific banner. We actually had a $620 profit on this banner. Pretty good. So what do? We increase the weight to 100. Then, to have some variety in the campaign and to test other banners, these banners which are not performing well, they actually have a small loss. Again, 3% ROI loss is something that we could work and optimize to be profitable, of course. So what I'm doing, though, is I'm really dramatically changing the weight of these banners. So this banner is 10 times more likely to serve as this banner. And again, you see how easy it is to change the weights. And if I don't want to run this, I just click 0, and I've just actually paused this banner. But I'm going to let this run at a low volume. So again, you see how important banners is. So look at the extreme performance difference from a 70% ROI positive to a negative 3%. So again, banners are so important, and that's one of the most powerful things about Mobile Trading Desk is it allows you to see this level of visibility into your banners. And even we click on this banner, we see number of impressions, clicks, CTR, again, how this banner is performing over time visually. We can even see how this banner performs over time and really at this level. So again, this is a level of detail that's just not available in any other platform. And this is, you don't need to go into this level of visualization to optimize a campaign. But if you want to take a campaign and start to scale it to, $500,000, $2,000 a day in revenue, then you really want to and really should require to have access to this level of optimization and detail. So finally, let's take a look at what I believe is the most important part or the secret sauce in mobile trading desk. So this is our conversion report, and this shows you in detail every conversion that's been posted. So we see the date and time, the publisher, the name of the campaign, we see the banner, the size, the revenue, and the most important thing, the apps, the carriers, and the devices that we ran on. So we start to see that Zedge, Wi-Fi, the device, Big Snake is an app, WordPress is a site. So again, this is a level of detail and a level of transparency that just does not exist anywhere else. We could see for every single banner, every single device, every single carrier, every single placement, what drove this conversion. And the beauty of this is fully integrated with the mobile affiliate network. So you don't have to do any integration with OfferMobi. In real time, we pull the conversions from your affiliate ID, and this automatically populates in real time all of your conversions. So it's very easy to see exactly what's working and exactly how you're going to optimize your campaigns. So again, the simple steps, I'm just going to run through this very, very quickly. We create a campaign. We upload banners. We take a look at a daily basis how we're doing on all of our campaigns. We drill into placements, which is the individual, again, and transparent, the exact places, the banners that our banners are running for mobile websites and apps. We then zoom into devices. We can make our changes on a device level. Then we can see carriers. Then we can see banners by sizes, individual banners at a level that I really don't think any platform has supported to date. And finally, our conversions. In real time, how do we close the loop and see all of the conversions? And then again, of course, the importance of exactly where the conversions are coming from. So again, a level of transparency and a level of data that just doesn't exist anywhere else. Mark, any comments or questions on your side, and then I'm going to address some of the other questions here. Okay, while we wait for Mark to come back, I'm going to answer some questions here. Hold on, let me just run through this. Okay, so guys asking a question, what type of ads are most successful on mobile banner ads versus text ads? So again, this is not mobile search. This is not keyword-driven search like Google. This is actually all pure banners. This is display advertising in RTB, so we only work with banners. That's a very good question. Okay, guys asking, so again, we're not going to spend a lot of time tonight on bidding strategy. We spent a lot of time on that in mobile trading desk. But the question is, about starting a test campaign. So typically, I suggest in a test campaign, that you run, $30 to $50 a day. I believe will get you enough data. I think it's impossible, and I think it's a waste of time to run a campaign to start at $5 or $10. You're just not going to learn anything. Again, you got to collect the data here to see the performance and to be able to optimize. So very, very important to realize what level of testing is important. So again, if you want to use the platform and spend $3, this in my opinion, any sort of paid advertising is a waste of your time because you're never going to collect data. And in a platform like this transparency becomes valuable with the more data that you have. So again, I really like to see campaigns testing in the $30 to $50 a day range. You can really learn here. Let's see. So Robert's asking about banner creation. So one of the things that we're actually doing in Mobile Trading Desk is, of course, you have access to all the banners for all the campaigns in OfferMobi, but we're also giving you the personal banners that we're running as a special bonus for a Mobile Trading Desk member. We also have a guide on how to quickly create banners. We're also going to go through training on how to actually outsource the development of banners. Very easy to get these banners developed. So Guy's asking, again, guys, lots of good questions today, Guy. Can you target campaigns to age demographics? So yes, where the inventory is available. So where age and demographics is really available is on MocoSpace. So in addition to the exchanges, we also can buy direct on MocoSpace. MocoSpace is the leading independent mobile social network. So they actually provide full visibility into demographics such as age, gender, demographics, relationship status, and you can actually target at that level. Of course, when the data is available, and demographics is the richest in MocoSpace, and we're fully integrated there. So Gary said amazing, so thank you. So Hardy's asking, so mobile Trading Desk is do I have to sign up for all these ad networks? So no, again, as a demand-side platform, what we do is we aggregate and we integrate with all of the mobile exchanges for you. So you're actually not signing up for mobile ad networks. You're just signing up with Mobile Trading Desk. You're loading the offers and the banners that you want to run, and then you use Mobile Trading Desk's interface to optimize in real time in the easy-to-use steps that I showed. So yes, so what I mean, am I going to bid more on a good campaign? Well, it's beyond just a campaign. It's really at the placement level, the device level. I'm really zooming in and I'm saying, this specific placement or this carrier or this device is doing extremely well, so I actually want to bid more for this specific one. I think that's the important point here. So Kathy was asking, can we change the times? Yes, we have full day parting. I showed that in the beginning of the webinar. When you add a campaign, you have full detail and control on day parting, so to run specific days of the week or hours a day. So John's asking how much time. So to set up a campaign, I showed you takes about 2 minutes to set up a campaign, load banners, I don't know, 5 minutes to set up a campaign. How much time a day to optimize? Again, it depends on what level. If you're running a campaign at $30 to $50 a day, I'd say for the first days you could do your optimization in about 10 minutes per campaign, and then the goal is once your campaign's stable, once it's been optimized after a few days. I like to check my campaigns every day, and I like to look at my daily stats and campaign report and look at campaigns that require attention. So what you'll find is that certain campaigns will run smooth, and then there's changes in banners or placements, and then you'll notice a change, either good or bad, and you want to zoom in. So for each campaign in general, I'd say I'll spend a few minutes looking at it per day. Some campaigns are smooth. I'll skip it for a day or two. And then some campaigns will need some help, as I showed, and there's new placements or new apps that ran into the system. You want to test more banners, and maybe you have to give it 15 or 20 minutes. But again, this does not take a lot of time, and the reason why, it's basically point and click. You go here to the menus, you choose your campaign, then you click daily reports, and then you go here and you go devices, placements, carries, just step by step. So this does not take a lot of time at all. So Guy was asking again, good questions, Guy. Are we split testing the same offer with multiple banners? So yes, what you saw here is that this is actually running the same offer, and we're actually testing multiple banners. And what we're doing here is we're controlling the allocation of the banners based on performance. So we're choosing which banners we want to run and why. So yes, you can export all of these stats to Excel. All you have to do, Steve was asking, you have to do is click export, and you can convert this to Excel. So another question, what works best? CPA, CPS, leads. So everything. And what I mean by everything is that any offer can be tested. You have to test each campaign, and we run everything from cost per sale to cost per lead to cost per install for apps, really across the board. So Jerry, all of the networks are integrated in here 100%. So yes, Oliver, we have banners that are provided directly in OfferMobi for each one of these offers, and we also provide as a special bonus the actual banners that we're using and testing also. So you're going to have all those banners, and as I mentioned, you have all of the training, very easy how to create the banners. So yes, Paul, you can geo-target. You missed the beginning of my webinar. I talked about in creating a campaign, you actually can choose the countries that you're running on. Let's see here. So Robin's asking about, I mentioned about the real world testing. So yes, this is real world data. So you're actually using this to see how your banners and campaigns are performing in real time. So Nicholas is asking, yes, you actually target particular apps. So what we did here is these are actually individual apps, and I can choose exactly what I want to bid on and what I don't want to bid on exactly. Let's see here. So yes, Jenny, you missed the start of the webinar. We did record this, no problem. So yes, so what you're doing is you're advertising your banners on mobile web and mobile apps, Bo. That is correct. So Janine's asking how long to run a campaign. Well, I like to test $30 to $50 a day, and in my opinion, it takes about 3 to 5 days to collect enough data. So after 3 to 5 days, if we're not getting a positive ROI and I try optimizing the campaign and I'm really working with it through all these steps, I'll just pause the campaign. You see how easy it is to just pause a campaign. If the campaigns are profitable, then I'm going to add more banners, I'm going to increase the bids, I'm going to increase the budget, and you know what? I'll run the campaign forever as long as it's profitable. And again, I'm going to watch changes to it and keep my eye on it, and then just do the simple optimization steps that I mentioned. So this is not difficult, it's not complicated, it doesn't take any technical skills. We're fully integrated with OfferMobi. You just take the offer that you want to run, we know your affiliate ID already. You load your banners, which I showed you very quickly. It's one click to upload banners. It's that simple. So even if you've never run an ad campaign on mobile, or if you've never run an ad campaign, anywhere on the desktop web, this is point and click. It is super simple and efficient to do this. Let's see here. Just trying to see what other open questions here. So yes, you can promote iPhone apps 100% and Android apps and integrate tracking for the apps also. So Rich is asking, so this is like a standard affiliate marketing campaign, but it's for mobile 100%, but it's got the right tools to optimize the campaigns to the fullest potential. I like that, Richard. I'm going to use that. That's a great statement. That's exactly right. So this is like taking affiliate marketing as you know it, making mobile exclusive, and then putting the right tools to optimize the campaigns to the fullest potential. I like that. I'm going to remember that and use that later. That's excellent. So HT is asking, can we scale our performing campaigns to a higher level? So yes. You can, and the way you do that is you increase your frequency cap, as I mentioned before. You increase your bid pricing, you increase your campaign budgets. So again, yes, this is real-time bidding. This is real-time campaigns that we're showing here. And that's good. So that's these level of questions. Excellent. So let me just flip screens for 1 second, and then as you have more questions, I'm going to be happy to continue answering them. So just give me 1 second, and please do continue typing in your questions. I just got to load another screen. That's good. Another screen very, very quickly. So just give me 1 second, and I'm going to show my screen.
Schwartz, and I am very proud.
Hold on 1 second. Good, I got the next screen loaded, and we are back. Sorry, I didn't kick anyone off here. I just wanted to make sure I got the right screen. Okay, back to the screen. So, lots of questions on how do I get in, how do I use this? So what you need to do is you need to go to mobiletradingdesk.com. What you're going to see is that you need to enter in the email address that you were invited to this webinar with. Again, this is not available to everyone at all. This is available to just OfferVault affiliates tonight, and as you can see on this page is we're actually going to be closing this program, and we're just basically opening up a limited number of spots to my friends over at OfferVault. So again, if this is something that you're interested in, this is your time to participate. This is not available to general public. This is invite only, and again, this is the only way to access this platform through Mobile Trading Desk. So on this, you can see a little bit of a demo video, and this is another bit of a recap. Again, this is a similar campaign to what I showed you tonight, but you could always watch this. But what I wanted to do is I'm not going to obviously read you this sales page. I'd love for you to go here and learn about it. You could see some more detail about what we're doing in the program, some of the charts and graphs I didn't even have a chance to show you tonight. But I just wanted to talk about first some of the bonuses, and then I wanted to talk about pricing and how we can work together. So number one, in addition to the banners that are obviously available in OfferMobi per campaign, we're also providing our own custom banners for you. We are providing a mobile intelligence tool that's going to give you other inspiration for what banners are running across the mobile ecosystem. We're going to provide a training guide on how to quickly and easily use a free tool to generate your own banners. So again, banners, as you notice, are very, very important. We're going to provide also some significant bonus training that we've hosted in the past. So we're going to provide you all of the replays. So these multiple courses, also a live event that Mark and I hosted that people paid $1,000 a ticket to attend. We're going to provide the full replays of our live events. We hosted a series of mobile mastermind calls, the full replays of the mobile mastermind calls. And then, of course, for Mobile Trading Desk, we're doing live training. So we're going to do 8 webinars with the group. We also have, today, right when you start, full video training and step-by-step instruction documents. And of course, we're adding to this training every week. So what's important is that this, again, is for affiliates who have either never run a campaign before in mobile or even on the desktop, or even the most successful 6- and 7-figure affiliates who really want to take their campaigns to the next level by using this platform. So there's 3 entry points for the program. The first one is $1,500. And of course, it includes all 8 of our webinars and all the bonuses on the page. And one of the most important points on this page is that you have the ability to opt out anytime and refund any of your unused advertising budget. So, for example, I hope you guys don't want to do this, but if you buy at the silver level, $1,500, if you don't use a nickel on the campaign, if you look at it and say, look, this is not for me, I didn't spend a nickel, will automatically refund, as soon as you request it, the full $1,500 back. If you tested $300 and said, you know what, this is not for me for whatever reason, no problem. You spent $300, you put in $1,500, you get your $1,200 back. You can look at this like AdWords. If you make a deposit in AdWords and you don't use it, you can get your money back. You can refund your unused advertising. So what's important is that you have full control over these campaigns. So you can start and say, you know what, I've run some campaigns, this isn't for me. You can get a full refund, no questions asked, on your unused advertising credit. So if you have $1,500 in and you spend $1,100 and you say, I don't really want to complete the rest, then no problem, you get the remaining $400 back. So I just want to make it crystal clear and very easy to understand that you have a full refund and opt-out on any unused advertising credits. So what happens if you spent money on the advertising? Well, just like AdWords, that money has been spent on the advertising. So very important to understand that we really want to make this as risk-free as possible for you, and you control your own budget. So you say, I want to spend $50, or you want to spend $1,000, whatever you want to spend on this per campaign over any period of time that you wish, you have full control over your budgets, and I think that's a very important point. So we have 2 other levels. We have a gold level, which is $3,000. So in addition to the 8 training sessions, you have a very important addition. So you have 2 one-on-one live webinars with me. So this is important because I've actually never done webinars one-on-one. I've done coaching calls, of course, in other programs, but I've actually never done one-on-one webinars in the past. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go and work on your campaigns that are running live one-on-one. This is in addition to the group webinars, which we're talking about everyone's campaigns. This is personal, me and you on a webinar, one-on-one, to optimize your campaigns And this again is what I think is a super high bonus value, because we've never actually done this in any of the courses I've done. I've never done one-on-one webinars. I've only done phone calls in the past. And then the final level is Mobile Trading Desk Platinum. And this is a $5,000 advertising budget, and it also includes 4 live one-on-one webinars with me. Again, when you're running your campaigns, we're going to schedule 4 webinars together to help you one-on-one personally. I'm going to do this with you. Look over your shoulder live on the webinar and talk about the optimizations in your campaign that we need to make to increase your ROI. So that's it. 3 levels. $1,500 for silver, $3,000 for gold, includes 2 bonus one-on-one webinars with me. $5,000 level for platinum includes 4 one-on-one webinars with me, and that's it. Again, you can opt out at any time. Any unused advertising dollars, very simple to explain again. You start at the $1,500 level, you want to test $300, you don't want to continue, no problem. You spend $300 out of the $1,500. Just say, I want out, I'm opting out, and you get your $1,200 refund for unused advertising dollars. Again, very easy to use, very simple to understand the platform, and again, I tried to make this as risk-free as possible. That's it. So the program is starting right now. We have a limited number of spaces available. This is private. This is not available for all members from the outside world. This is only, again, for members of OfferVault. You need to enter in your email address that you invited to this webinar. There's 3 levels. We're closing this training program, and let me just see if there's any other quick questions. Yes, we do have account managers that assist you in addition to the webinars. And the link again is mobiletradingdesk.com. If you missed the webinar, Ross, don't worry. The replay will be available in the next day or two sorry, I'm just typing the URL for everyone in OfferVault. I hope you guys enjoyed the webinar tonight. Again, there's 3 levels of access to the program: a gold, a silver, and a platinum. I tried to make this super easy for you to access, super easy, and to really limit your risk by saying you can opt out at any time from your unused advertising budget. And that's it. This is a full, transparent way to look at mobile and visibility into your media that is not available anywhere else. And you could be the first in the industry, and again, 6 months ahead of all of your competitors. And that, in my experience, has really been the key to my success, is when I can be 6+ months ahead of the competition. So again, all the software, all the bonuses, and the opt-out guarantee that you could get a refund on any unused advertising credits. And that's it. MobileTradingDesk.com. Hope you guys enjoyed the webinar tonight, and I really hope that you can join us. Again, this is a very limited program, and we're going to be closing this after the webinar, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. MobileTradingDesk.com. Mark, thank you again, and I appreciate it, everyone. Have a great night.